Hey guys, welcome to another session of Epic 7. Today we're going to be molaing and also comparing Apocalypse Ravi's damage based on skill enhancement. So if you're watching this video right now, if you're a long time player at least, you may have benefited from the Mola refund that we recently got. And with the Mola mechanics change on the 3 stars, where 3-star heroes don't actually require Mola anymore, just Catalyst and Stigma, so you may get a lot back. At this moment I'm going to do some tests with Apocalypse Ravi. Actually, wait, let me show the build. I'm gonna do some damage tests with Apocalypse Ravi. I just did some in arena, not bad. This is the build I'm going with right now. It's on a speed set, ideally for 99% of scenarios. You should be building on a counter set with roughly the same sort of stats, so about 2,000 attack, 20,000 HP. Those are like minimums, but on a counter set you would still want about 150 speed. So for me to be on a speed set and only having 155 is pretty laughable. Crit rate, I think you can get up to about 75 and you're pretty safe. 75 is like the minimum you want to get on her, and then crit damage 240 to 250. Of course, the higher the better, because the crit damage scales from all her types of damage scaling. So in this case, because she is a HP based bruiser, she will scale based on HP, max HP, and attack. And because her HP scaling is actually lower than like someone like Fire Ken, and her attack scaling is like pretty decent, even though still lower than Fire Ken. You want to get a good balance of both. Anyways, we're gonna do some damage tests before I Mola her. Right now she's not invested in. I'm gonna do the side story that we have on this week, because I'm farming anyway, so may as well do it. So I'm just gonna do an auto run, but I'm gonna swap her in so we get some damage comparisons. Let's see. I'll just go with let's go with Crunchyroll. Okay, and then we're gonna swap him in, or swap her in rather. Level up. Swap in with the doggo. I'll put Cleary in front. Okay, there you go. So let's try it out. So I'm gonna keep in mind on the damage output here. And if I'm not mistaken, she has a 40% more raw damage. I can go into her S1 if you're talking about Mola. So I was talking to, I guess I won't name him in case he gets in trouble for helping me. But I was talking to a top player in a top 10 guild, and he's saying that you want to get ML Ravi's Mola S1 and S2 max. And he says S3 don't really bother maxing, maybe just get to the cooldown. But for now, for this damage test, at least for this video, I'm gonna get to Mola max on the S1, right? So again, why am I choosing to invest in ML Ravi? She's got a bad rap, I think, from the get-go, from her release. People expected her to be like better than Ken, and she wasn't. But in terms of like self-sustainability, so about 5.3k crit damage there on S1. In terms of like usability, she's really good, I think, for GVG offensive teams. Because of her self-built-in sustainabilities, because she can heal and self-heal pretty much on everything on the S1 and her passive. And then of course, because of her fighting spirit, you can lower her crit rate, so it's a bit easier to build. And I've used her for multiple fights in GVG without Mola and even without proper equipment. And she's been outputting some pretty good performance in terms of helping me win, because of her, like I said, the survival and still being able to do damage. So at least there's a trend right now in top end GVG where most people are running defense teams that are fully aggro, and what I mean by that is they don't waste the slot with a healer. If you experience with GVG, you know what I'm talking about, but usually on your defense, you don't want to run a healer. Three-man team is too much, and especially if your defense team is AI, you're at a very big disadvantage. So the popular thing is to run full damage dealers. So that can be overwhelming for someone on the offensive side. So if you're on an attacking team, and so therefore running bruisers, unless you're cleaving and you have a really good cleave comp, running bruisers to fight defense teams are now like one of the most popular things to do. And ML Ravi is one of those like really good bruisers, because eventually, as long as you could survive it, eventually you will win, just because they don't have a healer. So this is why I want to invest in her. And then of course, if she really is that bad, which I don't think so, they might buff her, and I'm saying that very lightly. I have air quotes, even though you can't see it. I highly doubt they'll buff her, because what she does is solid enough. I will say though that her S3 is probably the least appealing thing in her kit. On paper it sounded good because it had the revive. It had the skill knot on the reviver, or the revivee. Is that even a word, revivee? But I think she really benefits from her passive. Her passive is loaded. It's very awesome, and then her S1, of course. Actually, I want to run one more thing very quick. I'm not gonna full run it. I want to run a soul burn damage, because not only am I just moling her S1, I want to see the difference between the soul burn damage. I'm gonna run someone with Togglehall's Ancient Book, just to do this quicker, so I can go in there, literally go in there, and then just do a soul burn. So let me do that. One sec. I'll bring in my C-Dom. And that way I can kind of cheat with my crit rate as well, because of the crit passive, or the crit imprint. Toggle's Ancient Book 30. Okay, so let's bring her in here. One sec. Just attempt, just a really quick test. You know what? I'm gonna bring an attack buffer. I'm gonna bring DN. DN is someone that, even though she is limited, she is someone that I use quite a bit on an offensive team, just because she has good survivability for your team, and attack buffs, and the anti-crit buff. So I'm gonna bring DN just to simulate something here. I will take out Basar for this one. And a quick damage test in and out. We're not gonna complete it.
Let's advance together. You pitiful beings. Death is your repentance.
Okay, as long as ML Cecilia doesn't kill them off. Okay, so ML Cecilia, right now, my ML Cecilia at least is maxed Mola. So 4.7k bruiser. She has pretty good crit damage, pretty good HP. So we get a comparison as well. So Ravi first. With an attack buff, I'm actually gonna do the test for all three.
Your dead comrades are waiting for you.
9,900, and I'm gonna do this on ML Cecilia. 4,700.
I believe this is what the goddess will save us. Look at me.
I think she's gonna kill them off.
Look at me.
Nope.
I will guide you through the light.
Don't dual attack. I want ML Ravi to go. Ah, it's a dual attack. Okay. Every time I'm doing a showcase video, it's like every type of bad RNG happens when I don't want to happen. Don't dual attack. Duals attacks. Okay, here we go. Now, let's see. Okay, ML Cecilia goes first. I think they're about the same speed. I'm actually gonna do the S3 to compare. Anyways, I have the crit buff up. I have the attack buff up. Gonna compare the S3 again. Max Molad, high crit damage bruiser. 5,000. 5,600 and then 6,000 in the back. Okay, so I'm gonna take out these guys. Okay, don't. Okay, here we go. We're gonna soul burn it on this one.
Stop bothering me.
9.2.
I believe This is what the goddess wills.
So that actually looks about the same, even though they're different enemies. Technically, this is not an accurate portrayal. Okay, and then the last one I'm gonna do is I could actually hit replay. Next one I'm gonna do is just a regular hit, just a regular hit. So with attack buff, and then without soul burning on ML Ravi, and I think we should be good. Just getting some base numbers, and again, I am fighting different enemies, so technically you could do a lot better in terms of like well, I could do a lot better in terms of
I'll take your life.
test. 6,700. 6,700. Interesting. Okay, and the soul burn was about 9,000. So if you look at the data mine, which I'm gonna pull up right now, Apocalypse Ravi, yeah, 1.3 times mod for the S3. POW is the same, but 20% max health soul burn. So it actually could still do a lot of damage if you max Mola it. But the S1 is a 1.8 times soul burn, but 12% max health into damage.
Are you prepared for this? Let's advance.
Don't dual attack. It duals attacks. Okay. Every time. Okay, maybe I should test that with GVG. You know, every time I say don't dual attack, it will dual attack. So next time I'm in a GVG fight, that's all I'm gonna say. Don't dual attack, and it's gonna do it. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna soul burn it. 11,000. Okay, on the same one. Before we only did. Okay, that's pretty good actually. That's pretty strong. Okay, so now we're gonna Mola. So this is what everybody was waiting for. Is she worth Molaing? And at this point, like I said, my explanation is that almost all bruisers at this point are worth investing in. I would say Fire Ken is like just as good, and in terms of Mola, so like I wouldn't hesitate to Mola Fire Ken. The only problem I see again with Fire Ken is that because he's fire and his survivability, you would have to give him Sigurd's Scythe, and only 50% health would it trigger it. Whereas ML Ravi, for pure survival sake, she has a better chance to survive. So anyways, I'm gonna do it. So skill enhance, let's do it. We're gonna just max it because I have the ability to do it, and we're just gonna see the difference because I may as well see from 0 to 100 what she looks like, right? So I don't think she's a bad investment. I got a Mola exchange. Okay, wait, how many do I need? 2. Okay, so 2, so 8 more gone here. So 1, 2. Oops. 1, 2. There you go. Okay. And she'll eat my catalyst. The last thing I will enhance for her would be the health, but not for this showcase. It's not necessary, I think. Or maybe I should do a health showcase too. I don't know. Maybe. Let's see how this goes first. Okay, so let's go back to our testing grounds. It's a lot of investments, and I'll show you guys my Ravi gear that I'm currently running in terms of stats and stuff, so you guys get a comparison on what to expect if you're building her in terms of damage. Which actually I did show, but I'll show the individual pieces. Okay, let's get the attack buff up again.
My goddess, grant me the power to extinguish the evil.
Okay, so first things first, I'm just gonna do the S1 regularly. 9,000. What? Okay, that's impressive. That's impressive. You guys recall that before it was doing half that damage? So yes, there's a 40% raw damage on the Mola. Holy crap. Okay, that's gonna be huge. Yes, it's 9k with attack buff, but it was only like 4 point something k with attack buff before you Mola. So you're still seeing like a huge improvement. Although I do have to figure this out. That raw damage on Mola, I mean, even C-Dom isn't doing that much. Even though C-Dom does. Okay, let's do it. Soul burn. Same enemy. 13,000. So okay, that doesn't. Maybe that's not that impressive. Maybe. We'll take her into PvP. I'm gonna take her into arena after to do some real tests, because then at least arena there's some defense to play with. The S3 in comparison, I'm gonna compare it. I actually want I want to stall this a bit longer. Okay, they really love dual attacking this morning. They don't usually do this, but every time I'm doing a showcase, everything I don't want to happen will happen. So maybe we should do a GVG showcase one day. GVG showcase. Okay, here we go. DM will get another turn, but I'm gonna try the S3 damage now. Still on those green frogs. Those are the ones I'm continually basing my damage on. Okay, ML Cecilia can't catch up. I pushed ML Ravi into the front of the line. Okay, we're gonna do the S3. Again, no Mola on the S3 right now. 9,000. So really, Molaing the... So again, 1.3 times damage attacking mod. Keep that in mind for the S3. 1 times mod for the S1. 20% self-max health scaling on the S3 versus the 12% self-max health S1. But the S1 did... Yeah, I'm using portrait.
I will guide you through the light.
Not ancient sheath. Although ancient sheath would work pretty well too. But only... I think it would only benefit if they're under 50% HP. Ancient sheath max is what? Like 15%, 20%? Is it that high? I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna soul burn it on this guy. That's it. Oh. Well, C-Dom's soul burn is nuts. The damage mod is nuts, but I'm gonna do ML Ravi here, even though she does have an attack buff. So 17,000. I mean, my C-Dom is max, even though that had no attack buff. It did have max Mola on C-Dom's S1. So other than the attack buff, and naturally she has higher attack anyway, and her crit passes are working for her. So ML Ravi so far so good. Let me see. Let's take her into the max sheath is 16. Okay, so portrait would be better in terms of base stats with the damage if you're going for nuke. But if they have if they have like really high HP thresholds, and like I say, let's say Fire Corvus, and you're at like the 25%, yeah, ancient sheath would be a bit better. Yeah, so this is a Ravi, so I'm gonna show you guys the stats at least, so you guys know what to kind of look for in terms of like, you know, what you can expect in terms of like the damage. So 21,000, not ideal. I think I could swap the helmet. I think I could lower the crit rate a bit for higher crit damage, higher health, so I could do that. This is just hilarious. I just upgraded this because I'm like, I don't need crit chance, but it had health, so I mean, I'll take it. And this one is pretty bad too. It's like, where did it roll to? Nothing broke double digits. And then this one's hilarious because it's 2,700. Oh, actually, you know what? Before we go to arena, I actually want to do one more test, just so you guys get a sense of how much HP I'm losing with that flat HP boot there. Even though I have a 6% health percentage on the substat, just to get in mind. Of course, she has high base HP. So if you swap her onto 60%, she gains another 1,000. So definitely, I mean, this was only because it had like decent substats, and I was quickly building her. And 21,000 is good enough. 20,000 HP ML Ravis are standard. But yeah, if you could get like a 60%, if I can get a 60% one, I would definitely swap it whenever I can. 65, 60. Look at the high HP, a 5% difference in terms of HP. And you gain about like another 300 health. So I mean, it's pretty significant. You want to scale that high HP. Again, okay, so I'm gonna do one test. I was talking about this because I'm on a speed set, and like I said, 155 speed is too slow for a speed set. I'm gonna just go all out and go for a speed boot. Crit chance 14, crit damage is 17. So I gain a bit of crit damage. I lose 3,000 health. But I want to test to see if this is worth it Because technically, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it will be worth it. 195 speed. I'll do the 50,000 gold change. And then I'll need to get more gold because I want to change up for... Actually, you know what? Let's do arena first. Let's do arena first, and I want to do a damage test onto those mobs there. Again, we're talking about max Mola, although 3,000 HP loss. I want to see if I could pull it off here. What the freak? Nah, it's over. It's over. Don't even need to. Don't even try. Alright, so ML Ravi, probably not the best hero to bring into an arena fight. At least the one set here, man, that's really bad. That's really bad. But it has nothing to do with how... It has nothing to do with her kit, though. It's just that she doesn't do enough damage. I still want to do an arena. Hold on, let me refresh it. Since I already lost 2, let me refresh it. Use tomorrow's GVG, but I don't do. Let me see if I can find another one. SSB Crow. Okay, this one I think it could work. Find me an arena so you can int on me. That's no. I'm gonna try this, and I'm gonna try with the dual healers on this one without Crow. Crow is not needed for this, but I want to see if ML Rob can hold her own. We got DN on this one, so let's try this. Don't remove gear. Don't worry, man. Batsilla wants me to lose to him.
I'll shatter. Your pride. Let's advance together.
Anti-group buff will be a bit more helpful, I think, but
grant me the power to extinguish the evil. I'll keep going. Let me take your pain away.
I'm charging.
that's a ton of buffs on the enemy there.
Let's start with something light.
Immunity.
I thought this could be fun. Now I'm getting bored. I'll take your life.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this for the fighting spirit.
The doors to hell. I won't go easy on you. It's too late to back out now. I'll show you what I've got. I believe this is what the goddess wills. Strength. Is it my turn? Been painful.
Yeah, gotta get ML Ravi on a counter set again when facing AOE for sure, or she has to be a lot faster. Like what my proposed 190 speed. I might actually swap it if I could beat this one. I might swap it if I find another enemy. Swap it, and then we'll also test the damage at the same time. Because yeah, with speed, she really wants to be a bit faster than this. I might lose my Momo if I don't do this right.
Your life ends here.
But
I'll help you.
gotta make sure I'm healing up everyone at the same time.
I'll accept
Most likely I'll
your
lose my Montmorency. Crow is already come. Yeah, I lost my Montmorency. But I think I'm gonna do this.
This is what you get for ruining my vacation. It's too late to back out now. I won't go easy on you.
Stunned. I mean, that's not good.
I will guide you through the light.
Victory is right in front of us.
Yeah, SSB showcase. Yeah, it's not a ML Ravi showcase. SSB doing all the work. Okay.
It's too late to back out now. Let's start with something light. Let's advance together. May those evils be punished.
Gotta kill off their SSB ASAP.
Run.
That's the biggest
before it's
threat.
too late. I believe this is what the goddess will save us.
Prepare yourself.
Hey, I might be able to do a revive showcase. No! It killed off Crow. Wow, wow. No revive showcase, but I'm not gonna risk it.
Stop bothering me. I will guide you through the light.
My past, regrets, and hesitation.
Into too many times? No. Not taking any risks. No more selfish plays, man. No more greedy plays.
Step back.
I didn't give it one more turn until I got the revive. 7,000 damage. Yeah, it's a bruiser. Definitely a bruiser. You can't think of her as a nuker. That's just not that's not what she does. But she's definitely a decent damage bruiser. Most of the ML Cecilias I think have about like 1200 defense. That's like a base. Let's see if I could bring in other one here. Lilius, Ruel, and SSB, and that bottom one might work. But for this one, I'm gonna lower her her HP a bit and run that speed boot I was talking about. I think it could work. Although Lilius, the dual attack would be pretty hard to deal with, I think. But let's try it. Let's see this one. Yeah. So 195 speed. I am giving her SSB imprint. So hopefully it will be good. Let's try this one. This epic 7 dude.
It takes a lot of courage to challenge
Gotta
me.
get flagged. I'll get the flags.
What do you think?
Also, actually, you know what? Since she's already being molded, I was gonna invest in her S2. May as well. We might as well try it. So I don't think I can max it today though. Oh, I can't. I can still do it. Okay. So let's do it. The Heart of Hypocrisy is a hard thing to farm. Oh,
What do you think?
sorry. I went to the shop. Oh, because I don't have the... Okay, never mind. I'll just keep it at the +1 there. I don't have the mouse insignias. Okay, so let's go one more. Yeah, SSB is there only to make Ruel have a hard time healing or choosing targets. Yeah, and gold. Yeah, that's true. No gold. No, it has no gold in Catalyst, yeah. That's why it brought me to the shop. So 17,000 HP is a bit low.
You've made it this
And I gain really no more damage. So it's actually not a good thing. Only the speed. But right now, I'm being pushed back. I'm being outsped. So really kind of unnecessary. Unless I'm actually doing some lapping, I think. For ML Ravi, actually I'm going to put the immunity up on ML Ravi right now.
It's just a little. I really want to help. I'm getting tired of you. Bye bye now.
And I haven't gotten a turn on DN. So this is going to do quite a bit of damage. So it is Rengar specialty drink.
You pitiful beings. Death is your repentance.
Attack buff up.
Your life ends here.
I'm gonna go for Lilius here.
Enjoy the pain. It'll be the last thing you feel.
Didn't crit.
Won't go easy.
7,000 damage without a crit.
Let's start with something light.
still a long way to go.
I'll show you what I've got. I thought this could be fun.
Yeah, 7,000 damage without a crit, but on a defense break with attack buff, yeah, it's pretty good.
Don't give up. Be saved. Wait. I won't go easy on you. It's too late to back out now. Is it my turn? Must have been painful. I will guide you through the light. My goddess.
I'll deal with this.
Let's go for... Yeah, Ruel's gonna heal someone other than... She has that barrier heal, so I'm gonna go for her. Nice! It did like 15,000 damage on defense break. Okay, so
This way.
like still not bad.
I'll take
The 70% defense ignore or 70% defense break
This is what the
on the
goddess
defense
wills.
broken unit. So it's not bad.
I'll help you.
Still, she's not a nuker, but definitely a strong damage dealer.
I'll take your life.
Okay, no soul burn, attack buff up, 17,000 HP. Not bad.
Let's advance.
So given the right circumstances, ML Robbie can be decent. But not for arena. Like in this case, I think any other bruiser could have done just as good. She wasn't exactly needed there. So yeah, that's at least my thoughts on that. Okay, so at least... So, okay, so in this showcase, we showed some damage comparison. Actually, that was a speed build too. That was a speed build too. So, let me go run into one more damage test with these monsters, and then we got all of our numbers covered. At least with between the two builds. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go back to the HP. But I think I'm gonna try. I think I'm gonna try with counter set. I gotta farm more counter sets. Gotta farm more Banshee. And I think I'm good to go.
I will guide you through the light.
So now with the speed, so at least I don't need to waste a lot of time here. I can hit one in the back.
Your life ends
Let's
here.
go with the S1. Green frogs, 8.7, whereas before it was like 9.7. That's actually not bad. 8.7k.
Strongest. Nixie. Freeze.
This is only a temporary alliance.
Ravi should have no problem catching up. I'll do a
Give me strength.
soul burn S1.
Step back.
I'll
Flies.
punch you myself.
15,000. That seems pretty good still. I swear that 15,000
I'll deal with
on a
this.
soul burn? No more attack buff here. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna wait for a bit. Yeah, it's not a big loss. Yeah, exactly. Other than the survivability, damage-wise, it's not a big loss.
I am the strongest.
Interesting. The
Are
S3,
you prepared
the
for
S3
this?
may be the biggest difference though, because there is 8% more health scaling on the S3 compared to the S1.
Let's advance
So
together.
I'm trying to get DN's attack buff up before I S3.
Step back.
That's okay, whatever. We'll run it one more time.
I will open the doors to hell.
Look at me.
Okay, so I think I noticed a slight difference
Look at me.
for the S3, but let me go with attack buff. Let's see what we'll get. S3 is 2k damage drop. 2k damage drop for about 2000 HP. But let me test this. Let me test this. Let me test it with attack buff. Now it's going to be a bit more accurate. Because I think I did it
Your
before with the
life
attack
ends
buff.
Here.
So let's try it.
Your dead comrades are waiting for you.
9,400.
the power of Nixie.
That feels roughly the same. 9,400. Wait, we got this. We got these numbers, right? Yeah, that feels roughly the same. I don't know. Is it just
I will
me?
show you.
I'm gonna double check my stats in a bit.
Nixie. Freeze. Ah.
Don't put all your faith in me.
Well, if you're,
Let's
I will
advance
say this
together.
though, that my ML Cecilia is max Mola on all her skills with more crit damage than my current ML Ravi. So for ML Ravi to scale like this much more, we do know that she has higher attack scaling than ML Cecilia. It's quite a big deal. So yeah, for Bruiser, yeah, ML Ravi seems to be pretty
I'll
solid.
deal with this.
Soul burn it without an attack buff.
Die, insect.
12,000. It's quite impressive. That's actually quite impressive. I'm gonna yield. I want to do. I want to double check again the gear. Yeah, I think it's nearly the same. Yeah, what's going on with that, right? Like if we're talking about like differences, we're talking about like in the hundreds. I don't think we're in the thousands yet. So like crit damage, I gained 7%, but then I lost a ton of like health. So I don't have the gold to swap this, do I? Hold on, let me see if I can transmission like a penguin or so. And then I'm gonna do one last swap because this is fresh in our minds. Of course, people if you're watching this on a video later, you have the benefit, of course, actually just scrolling back. But I kind of like doing this live because I like reveals. I like reveals like oh wait, what? Oh, giving up heroes don't even give you that much gold. Oh, wait, okay, that's enough. That's enough for one swap. So so we had those numbers in mind. Let me do it really quick. It feels repetitive, but yeah, I really like the reveals. I mean, if you guys watch my poll videos, you guys know that I love being surprised. So I'm gonna do this organically. Okay, we're gonna go back in. Now we know. So 7% crit damage drop. Crit rate I'm not gonna count, but it's about a 2,500 HP drop. All right. So and then just keep in mind that her attack scaling is again 1.81. S1 is 1, Soul Burn 1.8, and then S3 is 1.3. Whereas Emma Cecilia's all of her attack scaling is all under 1. It's all 0 point something. So you know. Okay, so now I'm low speed, so now I gotta kind of like wait my turn.
You pitiful beings. Death is your repentance.
Should document the number next time? Yeah, totally. You should actually write it down, right? Yeah. This is the bad thing. Next time I promise I'll do it.
Nixie is the strongest.
I'll actually write it down, and you'll hear me clicky clacky on my keyboard.
I said look at me.
For that professional vibe. Okay, so we just did the S3, right? We just did the S3. Fresh in our minds.
It'll be the last thing you feel.
9,900. Yeah, that's about like a 1,000 damage drop. Not even, maybe. I don't even think so. Not even.
Together. Freeze.
400 damage drop. Okay, Kiwi is pretty good with numbers here. 400 damage drop. That's not a big deal. Okay, so you know what? Like even just doing this test, I'm like getting
I believe.
What do you call it? Revelation. Yeah, I guess that counts as revelation. That I don't think it's a big deal to get her really high HP other than the survivability. If you got enough crit damage,
Step back.
because it's again, crit damage is combining the attack and health scaling and then multiplying that. So 260% crit damage is 2.6 times. So I mean, the higher crit damage you get, the less difference the attack and HP makes. You know what I mean? In terms of like if you have really high attack, really low HP versus really high HP, really low attack. At least that's the way it works in my mind. I'm gonna soul burn it on the frog. S1. Yeah, there's like no difference. Wow. Okay. So that's very important. That's very important for those of you watching on stream right now, and then later to watch on YouTube. I think that's really important to know. If you're gonna go for her as like some kind of sustaining, I mean, 17,000 HP. If you're talking about dropping some HP for more like speed for certain fights or more crit damage or more attack, in my opinion, I think go ahead. To be honest, I think go ahead. Actually, you know what? Very last test. I'm a bit overtime here, but I really want to run this. I want to run an attack boot. I want to run an attack boot on her. I want to see that difference now, because that gets me really curious. Because realistically, if I brought in God, I'm gonna summon a bit of eggs, or some bit of eggs, bit of chickens, penguins. One sec. Yeah, because of the speed boot, even though you gain more speed, it didn't really help with the output damage in terms of you dropping the HP. So what would it be like to get her on attack boot, right? Like that's my thought right now. Originally when I was building her, because I saw her damage skill, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll get her on attack boot. And then people are saying, oh, the HP is too low. But then now we're actually doing this test, and I'm oops, I gotta sell. Sorry, gotta sell it first. Anything that uses effectiveness main ring, yes, debuffers like Assyria, heavy debuffers, Assyria, Basar, those kind of heroes. To answer your question. Okay, transmission. Let me go. I gotta do this quick. I'm running out of time. Okay, let's do this. Desperately need gold. It's a pure hunt day today for me. Oh, I got a shadow penguin. Okay, good. Okay, that's enough for a swap. So let me do this. I'm pretty sure if you have the attack up, it's gonna be way more insane damage. So realistically, maybe you could run a boot with attack, main stat with HP substats, and then crit damage and crit rate, right? So like this would be pretty decent. Although I'd lose 10% crit damage, but 2,500 attack. You know what? I'm gonna go crazy. Although my crit rate is low though. Let me see if I can find one with crit rate and crit damage over health. Not as high as the one I have. And I need to complete the speed set. Let's go with you fiends. Although I will remain with lower health, I just want to see this quick here. Gained 5% more crit damage. Again, health is about the same as the speed boot, a bit more than the speed boot though. Okay, and then I do have a CDOM, but I'm talking about like a long-term build. Like if I'm gonna use her for GVG, I still want her to have the crit rate up. That's what I meant. Yeah, for the test, yeah, that boot could have worked. But I want to see like yeah, like with a close crit damage, close crit rate. Yeah, we'll drop that 2,000 attack. I think it's fine. Oh, there's a bit of speed on this boot too, I think. So that's why she's going first now. Okay, so let's go. S3 on one of the frogs. 10,000. So it feels that. Is it just me? That's it's higher by 1k. Yeah. So it's a bit better with attack than it is with health. I'm surprised. 1.5k compared to the speed boot. Okay. It's good that I got you guys here.
This is what the goddess
Hopefully my Ravi still beats CDOM. Nope. Okay, we'll go to the next frog. We'll go to Sober and S1. That's the one that's Mola'd. And that's also another one that I want to see. With the raw damage increase from the Mola itself, how does that scale with the crit damage? So we got an attack buff. Perfect. So we're gonna do it. Oh no! CDOM, get out of here. Okay, here we go. Sober and S1. 18,000. So that's a big difference. Is that about like 18,000? That's about what, 3,000 difference? That's a pretty big one, right? I'm confirming with the guys on stream. I don't know if I compared to 15k. Okay, so that's a pretty big jump. That's a pretty big jump, I have to say. Let's go without the soul burn. Without the soul burn, because the mod is a lot lower. So, So based on this, Mola is the biggest change. Mola is the biggest change. It's helping me scale a lot further than crit damage, attack, or even... okay, let's do this. 10,000. So that's about the same. That's about the same, like a bit more still than the base damage. I was doing about 9,000.
The strongest.
So maybe like 500 more. So it looks like to be on the same level as the S3.
Don't put all your faith in me. I believe this is what the goddess wills. will guide you through the light.
Okay, I'm Ravi not gonna get a turn. Nope, she will.
Step back.
Okay, so I could do this again just to get those numbers. 18,000. I really love that. So based on the formula, it's doing a 1 times mod for the S1. It did 10,000. But Soul Burn is a 1.8 times mod. So I found like the sweet spot where it actually multiplies it. 1.8 mod for the Soul Burn if you Soul Burn it, and I do about 18,000, which is interesting. So I found the sweet spot where it actually legitly gives you the I'm gonna try one more time. I'm gonna do the S3. S3 has different HP scaling, so it's gonna be a bit lower. Yeah. Sorry. I gotta run, right? Yeah, sorry. Thank you guys. You guys are like my alarm clock. I want to do one more thing. Just again, doing that S3 comparison. Found that sweet spot. 1.3.
Let's advance together. May those evils
1.3 times mod with 20% self-scaling, health scaling,
I'll deal with this.
but no molas. So that's a big difference too. No mola in the S3. 10,000. Okay, I'm gonna yield it. I'm gonna go back, and then the very last thing I just wanted to double check, and then I'm gonna end this here. I wanted to check the skill enhance on the S3. I remember the raw damage is not as high as the S1. So S1 has 10, 20, 30, 35, not 40. So I said 40 throughout. It's 35. 5. Just, oh wow, 20, 25, 30, 35 as well. So if you're going to go for like her to be a damage dealer all throughout, she actually needs to be max molad. It won't be weak. A 1.3 times mod, based on our damage calculations with a 20% self HP scaling. If you max this, you're getting about the same numbers. So on the S1 and the S3. So that's not a loss. You'll pretty much, you'll have this to gain the fighting spirit. 30 fighting spirit every time you use the S3. So that'd be really good. Okay, anyways, that's it for this. Maybe in the future, once I max it out, I'll do another showcase. But that was a damage test, build test, a lot of tests, failed arena test, etc. Yeah, so that's it for this. If you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server. Follow me on Twitter and subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video.